Hello, I'm Cliff Brock. Recently, my wife and I spent nearly 6 weeks in South Africa. We saw many wondrous sights. We did happen just in outside Pietermaritzburg in KwaZulu-Natal onto the site of Nelson Mandela's capture. We saw many wondrous sights in the country, but this one, I must say, really moved us. Please join us as we take a look at this historical site. Nelson Mandela died in 2013. He was released from Robben Island prison on February 11th, 1990. His Truth and Reconciliation committees prevented the country from descending into civil war after his release and at the end of apartheid. Needless to say, Nelson Mandela is revered in South Africa, as well he should be. His car was stopped at the site of this memorial that we're coming up on. He had a large car filled with white men that roared past him, a V8 Ford as I recall, and he looked in the rearview mirror. He was disguised as a chauffeur driving a communist activist so that he could get back into Johannesburg, and he saw the car go by, looked in the rearview mirror, and there were 2 more cars filled with white men. So the car ahead stopped, blocked the road, signaled for him to pull over. He did so. The cars behind him blocked his exit, going back the other way, and he was arrested. Mandela was arrested in 1962 at the capture spot. He spent the next 27 years in jail. The first 18 of that was on Robben Island, pictured earlier. That's a maximum security prison that you can see from high points, and certainly from Table Mountain in Cape Town. He was allowed one 30-minute visit a year by his family. Later, he was moved to Pollsmoor Prison. That's a medium security facility nearer town. He spent 8 years there. Finally, in 1990, he was released from the Victor Verster prison, which was a low-security prison near Paarl. When he was released from prison on February 11, 1990, Mandela was greeted by thousands of cheering fans, and his release marked the beginning of the end for apartheid. The old nationalist warrior had come back to his people. In 1993, the world recognized Mandela's long fight. The Nobel Committee awarded him the Nobel Peace Prize with de Klerk for his, quote, long and difficult struggle for the peaceful termination of the apartheid regime and for his contribution to the reconciliation between the peoples of South Africa. He was the first black South African to win the prize. Nelson Mandela won the South African presidency in 1994. In doing so, he became the first black president of the country. He was elected on a platform of peace and reconciliation, and he used his Truth and Reconciliation committees to do so, a first, to my knowledge, in the entire world. He served as president until 1999, when his term ended. He declined a second term, saying that his age prevented his doing. Mid and I enjoyed our time in South Africa, and we certainly didn't have a notion that we would do a video about it. But when we got to that memorial, the more we learned and the more we saw, the more emotion we felt. Even talking to the attendants at the memorial, the more we felt we had to share this with our friends, wherever they might be and whoever they might be. It's a place to remember. It's like walking on the beaches of Normandy or walking on the battlefields of the Civil War. It is significant. We hope you've enjoyed this video. We hope to see you again in the